fraudster scams for PPP loan. My name is QUiNTiN Banks. If you're new to the channel, of course, guys, gotta like and subscribe. I am still doing a giveaway at the end of the month, so if you guys feel free, I will put a comment below, or you comment below and let me know what your Cash App is. I will be picking you as a winner. Your Cash App, or if you got Chime, whichever one that you have, feel free to drop those below. As always, I'm bringing these reactions to you guys. You guys actually send me these videos for me to react to. So, of course, I'm going to react to these videos. If you guys want me to react to any other videos, feel free to DM me on Instagram. You know, I got my Instagram right here, but then it's also in the description below. So feel free to use my Instagram. You know, we talk about a lot of financial stuff on this channel. Of course, if you guys want more of the fitness and basketball content, I think I'm going to be separating those here shortly. So I'll probably be making another channel, and I probably will make another channel. I'll probably put that channel below as well. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to officially do it. You know, how I want to mix it in there. But yeah, I'll put all that stuff in the description, you know, on that channel as well. So yeah, this video we're gonna be talking about a pastor just got a PPP loan, and you know, we're gonna get right into this. Because like I said, these loans, they don't discriminate. You know, any type of loan, whether it's PPP loan, personal loan, you'll get a loan from a bank. They don't discriminate. If you don't do what's right, if you don't pay these loans back, you know, they gotta come get their money. So yeah, let's get right into it.
The story of
Pastor Rudolph Brooks Jr. is far from a holy Christmas tale. This DC preacher found himself in hot water after scamming the federal government of roughly $1.5 million in COVID-19 PPP loans. Brooks was the founder and leader of Kingdom Tabernacle of Restoration Ministries in Washington, D.C. He used the PPP money to purchase 39 cars, a Baltimore home, and cover $300,000 in personal expenses. So just how did this D.C. priest pull off this scam? Here's the quick background on the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP for short. This was part of the COVID-19 relief package passed in 2020 that provided billions of dollars in aid to businesses. It aimed to help businesses cover payroll expenses of their employees after they were forced to close because of the COVID-19 pandemic. A PPP loan was issued by private lenders like banks and credit unions. The PPP covered 2.5 months worth of payroll expenses based on the prior year's payroll total. PPP funds were issued as a loan, but the money was forgivable if the business met certain circumstances. For the loan to be forgiven, 60% of the funds needed to be spent on payroll expenses. The rest was for maintaining the business and covering expenses like bills, rent, and mortgages. In the same act, another program called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan granted money to targeted industries that needed money to stay open, something that Brooks applied for as well. When Brooks wasn't sharing the gospel, he was busy running 2 other businesses. At least that's what he wanted the state of Maryland to think. Brooks operated Cars Direct, Madero LLC, and Kingdom Tabernacle of Restoration. To break it down, Cars Direct was a business that Brooks opened in October of 2010. Its sole purpose was to buy and sell cars. By October 1st, 2012, Brooks had forfeited the company, meaning that he stopped paying the registration fee for the business. The state of Maryland charges a licensing fee to run a business, and if a business fails to pay that fee, it's marked as forfeited, meaning the firm isn't active and not conducting business. On May 9, 2020, Brooks submitted an application on behalf of Cars Direct for a PPP loan. Brooks had to show proof of a payroll from 2019, 2020, or the past 12 months to apply for PPP. According to the forms he submitted, Cars Direct paid $622,635 per month in payroll expenses, but things got even crazier. On his application, Brooks stated that Cars Direct only had 10 employees. That means each employee was making around $62,000 per month. But Brooks had to resurrect Cars Direct for the loan to be approved, and Cars Direct was brought back from the dead on May 28th of 2020. Brooks got his money on May 12th. Even though Brooks wasn't smart enough to think ahead somehow, Cars Direct still qualified for a loan of a little more than $1.5 million. In addition to the PPP application, Brooks also submitted an EIDL loan request on behalf of his church. In this EIDL request, Brooks claimed that the business only earned a yearly income of $148,000 in gross revenue. For some reason, however, Brooks used the tax ID of Cars Direct for this EIDL application. Obviously, the numbers didn't match up. It grossly contradicted the PPP loan application for Cars Direct. In case you didn't know, a tax ID is like a social security number for a business. No two are the same. Some quick math tells us that $622,000 in payroll per month is just over $7 million in payroll per year. Brooks claiming that his yearly income was $148,000 meant that he was losing $7 million every year. That, or Cars Direct was the most successful used car lot in the history of Washington, D.C. Begs the question, how or why did Brooks think he'd get away with any of this? Unlike most Americans, Brooks was living the high life during the pandemic. On May 12th of 2020, that roughly $1.5 million landed in the Cars Direct bank account. Here's a fun fact. Brooks's account before the PPP loan deposit had an average daily amount of $47. That money went to various personal expenses, including mortgage payments, shopping trips, travel expenses, and more. Now, here's where things get a little complicated. To hide the PPP funds, Brooks made several strange moves in an attempt to hide the scam. First, he opened an additional account with Bank of America titled Payroll by BJM. He then registered that account with the Maryland State Department of Assessments and Taxation. From there, he transferred $500,000 of the PPP money from Cars Direct to Payroll by BJM. That money sat there and was never used to process anything related to payroll. But the story doesn't end there. In addition to the payroll transfer, Brooks decided to open 2 additional accounts with Bank of America. Both accounts were registered to Cars Direct. One was checking, the other was savings, and Brooks transferred $250,000 to each one. This puts his total transfers out of the account to $1
And this is another crazy story. This is actually a pastor doing this. But just like anything else, if you falsified documents, not using your proper names, misspelling names, moving this money to this bank, different names and everything, they are going to backtrack. But you got $1.5 million. $1.5 million. They are going to do some investigation. They're going to be doing investigating, especially if you're not even paying any employees. Let me know how you guys feel about this. What would you do with $1.5 million? Do you need $1.5 million? And not saying it like that, but like if you needed some assistance, would you need $1.5 million in assistance, or would you say I only need a couple $100,000? You know what I mean? But let me know in the comment section how you guys feel. As always, my name is QUiNTiN. Thanks. Stay loyal, stay blessed, stay true, stay you.